Hi, good morning, guys. This is Misty from Charlotte Gray and At Home with Misty Fears. Charlotte Gray is my dot store website. I almost hit the wrong button there. Anyway, so today I was just wanting to chat with you guys about um, doing this phone stand, repurposing. Not quite repurposing, redecorating it. Anyway, I wanted to use, I'm stuck on the switcher thing. I'm still learning this, and I am working on getting this going the way it's supposed to. So that looks good. And the only other one I wanted was the live comments. So it's connecting to Facebook. So if you're on here, it would be wonderful if you guys would pop up a comment on here, and I'm praying that it will show me that it's recording here. So yeah, I'm kind of running blind again just because I have all my devices tied up, and let me get in here and see if I can see this real quick. So I have my daughter's iPad here, and without rechanging all of the ownership of it and putting it in my name, it's not recognizing my let me put in a passcode here quickly. There we go. So this will probably pop up. So I use this napkin here. It's just from Dollar Tree, and I got it from Dollar Tree. And oh, there is a second layer. Look at that. Last time I used it, I could not find that layer, but today I'm seeing it. This is great. So I can even get it down to a thinner coat. Even with the readers, this is ridiculous. I can't see. Let me pop the X-Acto blade and see if I can get a divide there. There we go. Starting it. So hopefully we can just separate that. There we go. Nice. And now I can see the pattern on the back here. But yeah, the last video, and ironically, it works fine on the other site, even with, the second layer that's on there. But yeah, I thought I'd look pretty decent on doing that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is there another layer on that? Is that, as we're searching there, let me search on Facebook and go to this channel, the site, and see if I can catch comments and things here. So you can find the live. Yay, there we are. Okay. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Is there another layer on that? Let me get that muted. Is it? So there we go. And interesting. So I don't know that it's going to let me keep doing this, but I'm going to try to. I'm not seeing comments on it. There's an expander. Yay. Finally. Okay, now I can see us. And it's going to go, but it looks like it's locked up and it's not moving me. Anyway, well, thank you guys. And okay, I'm just going to keep working because it does state that it is recording. So anyway, what I want to do here is just, I hate it when Mod Podge dries up at the top. Anyway, I just want to quickly apply. This is that rose gold, and it's just a little bit harsh on it still. I bought it and I thought, oh, that's going to be pretty cool. I bought like 4 of them just so that we would have plenty. But I just want to get this on here really quickly. Let me do the back. I don't know that I'm going to do the bottom here at this point, but then I'm going to go ahead and just apply this over the top. And it doesn't need to be exact at this level. because it will allow it to move a little bit here. There is a hole, and that hole is causing grief, so let me work around that hole and then get it off of there. And I'm not too worried about the creases and things like that. I did just put a smoothing pad. These are just the pieces off of the transfers, and they're just a really nice film that will help us get that flat and down and smooth anything out that needs to be smoothed out. Get that smoothed wherever we need to go. I'm just thinking this will be a very, very quick product, but I wanted to share something else with you on this. So at this point, I have the hole in the back of in the phone stand, and I just want to, there's a few ways I can do it, but I'm just going to see if this blade will lightly get that out of place. So you could certainly use a file on this. You could use a brush with water to get that started. That's actually an easy way to do that. Or, like you could do what I'm trying to do and go with the blade, trying to cut through that. And it's not going as smoothly on that side as it was this other side. So let me come back over here and try to cut that back down. Yeah, I don't know if my blade got sticky or what, so I'm going to switch and move to some water and dip in this thing real quickly. And then I can just tear that off. There you go. And the rest of that, I can just really bend around. There's a lot of Mod Podge on the other side. Let me get this watered off down here. And then I can tear that apart really easily. And then I'll get it down this side as well. Dip a little bit more water in here. Yeah, if in doubt, just use water. It's nice. You could certainly try it with scissors as well, but I think the water is the easiest. It's pretty much no fill this way. Okay, there we go. Gets all that excess off. And then I can, actually I'm just going to tuck it around the back side here because I'm going to be doing it to the other side as well. Okay, so we do have a spot of some movement up here, and I do want to keep that a flexible move. So let me put this in to separate the papers so that it will continue to bend and flex in any way that it needs. There we go. Okay, and then I want to get some more underneath there. This brush certainly isn't for the fine details here, but it's going to have to work. And then let me get it underneath this side. Am I working off camera? I am so sorry, you guys. There you go. So I'm just putting it underneath here. And these were where I took the blade and separated that so that this piece here can continue to move and be flexible up and down. You can see I've got quite a bit of Mod Podge underneath that. I need to check this back side, and I need to also release that so that we'll have complete movement freedom. And then I will do the same on this side over here and give that movement freedom. Okay, so those pieces are done. Let me just kind of get in here and get that down solid. And I do want to push that underneath there and this around the corners there. And back up here again. While I'm at it, I may as well get the rest of it done, right? Okay, so, gosh, I just need to remember to keep it on camera. I am so sorry. My memory brain, huh? Let me do some water. I just have a cup of it over here. And I just want to get that across here. I'm going to use gravity because the water slid across the side of that. And then I do want to get, actually, you know what? I can just fold this over this corner. And that way I don't have to worry about getting that on there. There we go. Okay. And then I can lift this. And we can come back to that. And then I can get this side of the stand and finish it downward underneath here. Let me get the base of it while I'm at it here. At this point, I'm just going to stand this up and work at it this way. I'll go back and get that top flip in just a second. But still not seeing any comments. I do want to, gosh, I keep trying to move the laptop as though it is a iPad, and it's not an iPad. Anyway, okay, so it is saying Misty's gone live here. Let me go back in and pop it back up again. Okay. It does say one person has been here. Thank you guys. Yeah, if somebody could pop a comment up, I'm trying to see it on the device that I'm running Switcher off of, and I just need to make sure that I can see that. So that I can abandon the laptop issue. We're testing out all of these new studio equipment pieces and stuff, and just wanting to make sure things are working. Meanwhile, I'm taking this in and I'm securing it, you know, where it can go. Let me totally secure it in place here. Adding more Mod Podge to it. This is the shiny one, I believe. Yes, the gloss luster, which is, I tend to like that. I know, you know, there are people who prefer flats, and there are times that you prefer gloss. And I tend to, I like bling and gloss. I didn't used to, but boy, now I do. So let me go ahead and see if I can get this. Nope, that's still not going to work that way. Let's do it with water. I want to pull that off. Oh, there we go. I can see the. Oh, do you have one of these stands, Kat? They're awesome. Yeah, so today somebody was saying they were pulling up embossing powder again. And I mentioned that I've had this for like 20 years. And I don't believe she believed me. She questioned, she goes, really? And I'm like, yeah, it's just years ago when I was in my 30s, we were doing all this stuff. So this is it's just not going to work. So it's an embossing stamp pad. And these are really, really old. I think it's from Stampin' Up! Or something way years ago. But no, they almost dipped it in my coffee. Sorry. Thank you, Kat, for responding. It's nice. And it is working on switchers. So this is good. The studio equipment is good. So now I can abandon the laptop and twisting the head. So yeah, this water. And I'm struggling with it because I put the Mod Podge on it first before I separated it. And I really should have separated it first, but I didn't. So we'll do that now. And so just tearing this off. And it kind of just gives it a nice unfinished look. So it's not, sometimes when you get a straight edge, it's not nice. So if you're ever wanting to put this on an art project or something where you don't want a straight edge, just use the water technique. It's just a really nice way. I know in scrapbooking years ago, that's how we were tearing our paper. Just because there are times that you want it torn. All right, so hopefully you can still see this on the camera. Yeah, there you go. All right. And now I will go back in and tack it all down with the Mod Podge here. And it just goes right over the back again. And then I'll pull it back this way and tack that in so that it's tacked double. This on the bottom. Okay, there's going to be one more area that I need to tack that into, and I need to I used the X-Acto knife before, but now it's really wet with the Mod Podge, so let me see if I can separate this out. There's the hole in the stand. Cat, as you know, that's where the back side is here. So let me see if I can push that through with the X-Acto blade at this point because it is totally wet. Sorry about the dead air for a second. Until when I really focus, I stop talking. Shocked. Okay, and then I can pull that and finish tacking that around and cleaning that up as well. Okay, so we've got that piece done. There's a little bit here that still needs to be done. All right, so I'm just going to set that down and let it dry for a minute. I'll move the Mod Podge brush out of the way. Clean up here a little bit. Add a spot. Do I want to cover this or do I not? I think I do. So we will do this top piece again, or on this outside as well. So we'll do it from the top and from underneath. Let me get some Mod Podge put on this. My daughter's moving around here in the background, so hopefully she'll realize I'm on a live. Got all my devices tied up so I can't quietly text her. And then it looks like I missed a piece down here, so I want to catch that. In fact, let me do that really quickly here. So I'm just going to tear off this piece and place it. And then I'll come secure it. This stuff, Mod Podge, working decoupage with napkins is so easy. They're just really forgivable in a lot of areas. If you were doing fine craft where it was, something museum worthy, my art is not museum worthy. Anyway, it's some people would disagree with me, but I really don't see it. I'm not that fine of an artist, so. Anyway, so let me get this tucked in here, and while I'm in here, I'm just going to push this into that crevice because it's more difficult to get it all the way in here, so I'd rather have it be a little bit offset, and then I can lift it and stretch this upward. There we go. Okay. And I think I'm going to get the water and do that before I put the Mod Podge on it this time. Doing things the right way, darn it. Anyway. So. Oh, hi Eileen, how are you? Sorry, I just saw your note there. I know these, from being from Dollar Tree, I couldn't believe the sets of napkins. I think I grabbed like all the different sizes and shapes and versions. And then the gift bags. Did you happen to see those, Eileen? They're at Dollar Store. I have them in my store, and they're for sale for weddings or whatever. I'm terrible. It's just for $2. We know that they're $1. Thanks, look what I just did. I dipped my water brush into the Mod Podge, so just heads up. All right, so let me get this out of the other area and get that wet and try to get it better. All right, let me focus here. I'm making a mess of this. Using the back side of my knife to try to put that back down in there. And if it's not perfect, you know, it's Mod Podge. We can go back through and get that the rest of the way off. Let me just pull this out and get some more water for this other side. Okay. And I'm just going to pull it off of this side also. The side's going much better, so I'll try to turn it so you can see that. I don't know that you can, sorry. So we have been working with the microphone. How's the volume? Can you guys hear me okay? Eileen, that's true, isn't it? The first day we got out of from our COVID lockdown, my special needs daughter and I, we were in the house for over a year. No one in, no one out. Food delivery saved our lives, basically. Instacart, and it was kind of crazy. We had actually, I was saving and reserving the freezer food in case we couldn't get it delivered, just so that we had something in the house to eat on if we needed to. But unfortunately, Instacart proved wrong, and oh my gosh, it's like we went into hibernation. But the first day after we got our 2 weeks done from our COVID vaccinations, I went to, well, as soon as, you know, the time lapse was up, I went into dollar store. Everybody, all of my friends, crafters and stuff, had all been decorating all year from Dollar Tree, dollar store stuff. And I don't know how they got a hold of it all the way or not, but it was just interesting. But we finally were able to get out, and that's the store I ended up going to. It was kind of crazy. But at the same time, gosh, you know what? I believe it was that afternoon that we ended up in the hospital with my daughter for a different issue, still somewhat COVID related, but not completely. It's just the issue of her disability. I'm just going to try to cut this just because it's so wet. It might tear actually, which is nice. There it goes. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, finally. That took forever. I didn't mean for it to take that long, but it's so nice to have you guys here. I'm thankful that you guys are here with me. It's nice to join. Hi, Ollie. Hi. I'm on a live, sweetheart. I know. Okay. So hopefully the mic is working well, but we do want to keep background noises down. Lovely. I'm sure that's just what she wants to hear. Finally. Okay, I think we are good to go. Let me take the heat gun and make some noise, because who doesn't want to hear noise right now? I don't. I'm sorry. Anyway, here we go. I'll get this all dried. That's a lot of Mod Podge on that. It looks like I'm missing a piece. Let me turn that down. Yeah, I didn't finish this up here at the top. Let me just secure that down tight. That entire add-on piece, I think I forgot. All right, so there. Okay, now we can keep going. Anyway. Oh, good. Oh, nice. I'm glad that the volumes. Thank you for answering that. That's so helpful. Yeah, so the last couple of weeks we've been moving towards going on Craft Around the Clock TV on Roku, and it's just several of us crafters will be putting our videos live on there. And of course, when you have a segment instead of free range open live videos where you can chit chat and ask questions, etc., it wants to in the live segments it's all pre-recorded and transitions between shots, different things like that, and minimal talking. You talk about what you're doing and then you do it. And so the audio has to be exact. I am wearing a headset. It's probably easier to show you on this. Well, you can see it across the top. I have my hair pulled out, but I do have a big headset on it. So, and it's got noise reduction. So last time I tried it, the noise reduction shot down to knock out some of the noise of the heat gun. So I'm not sure that you can hear me with the heat gun going, but if so, learning curves. But, and then had to figure out doing picture-in-picture and getting the shots and the angles, and it's just a whole different ballgame doing it this way. But today is the official kickoff day for Craft Around the Clock on Roku TV, and then Amazon Fire Stick is up and coming. Our gal Tracy Campbell is working on that. In the meantime, you guys can find us in Craft Around the Clock on a Facebook site. And she has us on there every 30 minutes. And she's trying to fill in a 24-hour period so that we always have crafting going on all day long, which is kind of cool. There's a lot of heavy hitters in there, some very, very talented people. And it's pretty awesome what's happening. All right, well, the main part that I really, really need to have dried is this bottom piece. So I'm going to try to get in underneath that. Extend it there. And get it up some height with it. But yeah, so I'm looking at doing some different stamps and things. And the embossing powder, I'm trying to remember, I think this is the gold. I'm kind of hoping it is because I really wanted like a shiny gold on it. But it's been, like I said, I think I've had it for 20 years. And it's been a while since I've used it. But embossing powder, because it is a powder, should still work the same. Has anyone here tried the embossing powder? And it's still a little bit wet here because it's really thick. But, it might be making it worse, huh? I don't really want my stamps to get stuck in there, or the embossing powders either. So Hopefully it will dry off really fast. And if not, I could show you on something else, and then I could post the finished. Why don't I do that? I'll show you on something else, and then I will wait until this dries. And once it's dry, I will post the finalized product so that we are not taking up 30 minutes because, oh gosh, it warped my mat. Interesting. That was getting really hot, guys. Probably a good call. If that flattens back out, it's kind of an important art tool here. Look, I've got Mod Podge all over me. That's how thick I was globbing that on there. That brush was really holding it, and I was really globbing it down. All right, well, let me do this on this piece, actually. I think this should work. So what I want to do, and I don't want to activate it from underneath where the heat was, so let me pull up something else, another tool. I'll just do it here on this mat. Okay, so what I want to try to do, let me show you the stamp that I'm looking at from the image itself. Okay, so, what is this guy's name? I always forget, Tim Holtz. And the stamp that I'm looking at today is this guy here over in this corner. And then I have another one from Prima, and it is the fleur came off, but let me turn these around and show you the options. So there's a crown in here. Let me look at camera. It's in reverse. But anyway, that crown, let's do it that way so that you guys can see that. There you go. All right, so this crown is what I'm looking at putting inside of the frame. And then underneath where this is what I'll be putting on the foot of the frame. And then underneath where the phone case is, I'll probably put another crown or something else in there. And then possibly maybe some lines down the back. I'm not sure how that's all going to work, but I will show you what we're going to do here for now. So basically you take your embossing ink, however old it is, 20 years plus. I'm sure it's beyond 20. No, but yeah, just, oh my gosh, I was in my 30s and I just turned 60. So probably 26 to 28 years old, I believe. That's when I got these things. And so I really want to get that moist because it's that moisture that's going to do that. You okay, Holly? There she goes. Okay. So I'm going to just put this impression down and just get it really secure. And then lift it up. And then from there, I just need to take some of the powdery stuff, and I want to do it over a plate. And then it doesn't matter how much you put on because you can save it and dump it back in to your stash. That's probably why it's still existing because I had quite a stack. You can reuse it over and over again. So, and then I want to shift that off, and I'll shift it here and bounce it. And then you can see, actually this way, you can see how it's sticking to the image. I do want to bounce it to get it off of the outside of the image. You can actually take a little bit of a brush and do it even more. And if you miss a spot, you can still add to it there. There we go. Okay, so I do want to get a little bit off where it was not intended to stick there. Okay, there we go. And then from that spot, let me get this put back into the container because I don't want to, and I'm creating a little bit of a funnel to do so, but I don't want to lose that product. So there you go. That is, and then I spill it. Okay, so I cannot use the heat gun over in that area. I'm going to have to sweep that up. Let me go over here and do it here. And hopefully you guys can see that. And you just heat it up and it turns to an embossing powder. It gets really hot because this is a hot heat gun. I can pull it away and use it a little bit. And it changes the texture of that. And you do not want to overheat this because it will explode the bubbles. But anyway, so now, hopefully you guys can see that. And a piece of vellum is probably not the best thing to do, but let me put it up high with a background under it. Which way do I have you too far? This way? Oh, okay, there you guys go. Do you see that shiny embellishing? It's just like a liquid gold. Okay, there's a little bit. If I can hold still, there you go. Okay, so hi Marianne, welcome. I'm so glad you guys are joining me. Thank you so much. So I'm doing some embossing powder. We were working on the phone stand and I kind of overdid it with, this is the original phone stand and I just wanted something else on it. And then we were going to do some embossing on it just to go through how to do that. And this is the finished product of it. So I just heated that up. And then as the last step, I wanted to add just let me grab a small crown. And then I can lift this. This is a special, it's embossing stamp pad and it is tinted. It is acid free for our scrapbook days and card days, etc. So we didn't ruin other products. So I'm just impressing this into that. And I do want it a little bit wetter than normal. And then I was going to add this to the center of this embellishment with the crown upward. My big finger is trying to figure out where to put this in here. And I had a little bit of an incident and I spilled my embossing powder after I got it poured back in. So I think I'm going to try that again. It may not be exactly lined up, but it needs a heavier line, I believe. And hopefully we can get that going on there. Yeah, it's a little bit blurry, but I think we're going to be okay. Let me try to save the rest of this embossing powder. And so I want to put it on the plate and I want to dump it kind of heavy back over that. And I'm going to do it all because it's easier to get it back into the container. And then I'll go ahead and brush it off to rescue the rest of that embossing powder. I was telling the gals this embossing powder is probably 28 to 26 years old. And so now from here, I'm going to just put it right in here. Yeah, that's a much heavier crown, and that will probably really take well. And I just kind of want to gently brush any extra powders off of that, just because anywhere the powders are, it will become shiny and sparkly as well. And while I have this out before I do that heat gun again, let me just cover it that way instead. And then we can do this real quickly for you guys. So just going to heat this up again. And it does get hot, so watch your distance on this. In fact, this is probably where and why I bought the heat gun so that I could do this. And you don't want to overheat it. You do want to finish it and get it to go, but you don't want to cause the bubbles to pop on that. So let me see if I can get that up for you. I bet it will show up better on the cover, the color there. And can you see that? Let me see if I can get a focus thing going for you. Nope, not quite. But anyway, can you see some of the glitter in that? And so anyway, it just makes an impression, but the finer the stamps, the better the detail, because if you can see all of that little fine detail in there, and now it's all sparkly and shiny and stuff. So that is what I'm hoping to put on. And initially I was just going to put it here on the base. Get this back into view. So this is phone stand comes up and down. So let me just close it. So I was going to put this on this little base and just put some embossing powder and get it to shine with a great stamp in place and stuff. And then as I'm looking at it, I'll probably put a crown or a fleur-de-lis or something up in this area of it as well. But anyway, so I just wanted to share with you guys how to do that. Oh, and yes, it does melt the vellum, Marianne. Good question. It was because I had put so much Mod Podge on this, I wasn't going to get it to dry. And actually, let me show you a little bit deeper. Now my craft mat is a little bit warped because of the heat gun that I was attempting to dry this off, and I didn't want to hold it because it's metal and it was burning my hands. So I put it on the craft mat and did it. But anyway, so we abandoned that for now until the Mod Podge dries completely and moved it over to just this piece of vellum that's a transfer piece on some of the transfers that we used. And this is a Dollar Tree napkin that I used. Let me just put it down for the cover of the phone stand. So that is basically what we did. And once this is done, I believe it's been so long since I've used vellum, and it was before I was using sealers on things. But you know, once it's dry, I believe we can use a sealer across the top of it. And if not, you know, I think that the phone stand is sealed enough with the Mod Podge. But we'll try it out, and if it doesn't work, we can redo it. So anyway, thank you guys for joining, and nice chatting with you. Thank you, Kat. And welcome, Celinda from North Alabama. Cool. I'm in Northern California, and I don't know, yesterday it got up to 72 or something, and it was like so hot. We're on the coast, and it's super humid over here. But anyway, so you can find me at home with Misty Fears, and in the group Craft Around the Clock. I do live videos there. I do them at the At Home with Misty Fears, and coming soon to Craft Around the Clock on Roku TV. But I look forward to seeing you guys. Check out some of the other videos. I was explaining earlier that with the TV studios changing and shifting, we have to do things differently for television than what we do on our live channels. So my studio equipment, learning curves. So, but there's a video out there, and I tried to put up in the header of it that the volume is off for about 6.5 minutes, almost 7 minutes through the video, but just fast, you can watch without volume and then, or fast forward to that mark. But thank you guys for joining. I very much appreciate it. And it's nice to meet you guys. Have a great day.